This video is for entertainment purposes only. All photos have been found in the public domain and are fair use and fair dealing. Hello and welcome back. Thank you very much for coming to view another one of my videos. I must say I'm having immense fun and enjoying it rather very much. So without further ado, today we're going to be talking about who I think will be chosen as one of Archie's godparents. So a little bit of background with regards to royal godparents. Normal people like you and I would generally choose, for a little girl, would choose 2 female godparents and a male godparent, and for a baby boy would choose 2 males and 1 female. But for royalty, they generally choose about 6 to 7 godparents, mixed genders. So, for example, I believe Louis has 7, I think. Please don't quote me on that. So it's expected that baby Archie will have about 6 or 7. And I'm going to discuss today who might be in the running. The date hasn't been named for the christening yet, but it is thought to be scheduled for next month, sometime in June. The Queen will not be attending. That's no big shade towards Meghan and Harry. The Queen didn't go to Louis either, and I think she hasn't gone to a couple of others. So the fact that she's not going is not any big hoo-ha or big drama. It's just not happening. All royal babies are expected to wear the royal gown. Now, this was originally made for Queen Victoria in 1841 for her daughter Victoria, and all babies have actually been royal babies have actually been christened in this gown since then. Now, it got very delicate at one point, and I think it was made into a replica. The original one was too delicate, and this replica is now used. And we believe, or we think it's been confirmed, that the christening will happen at St George's Chapel in Windsor. So my guesses are, and reading so many articles on this, all have a difference of opinion. But looking at their friendships and who they interact with, who was at their wedding, it's very hard to kind of say who might be godparents, but I have a few names that I'd like to put in there and kind of stake that I think that these people will be chosen. First and foremost, I think that Jessica Mulrooney will be the number 1 godmother. She has known Meghan for a long, long time. She was instrumental with Marcus Anderson in the beginnings of their relationship, and I think that she is a hot tip. Is she right for it? I don't know. I think she's a scheming, manipulative so-and-so, but that's my general opinion. I think that the fact that she came over and allegedly saw Archie, she put it all over her Instagram without actually saying. She dropped those massive big clangs, didn't she? I think she's tipped to be up there in the list. And if she isn't, I would be very, very shocked. And I think she'd be quite annoyed, to be honest. So I think she's definitely going to be on that list of godparents. Secondly, I think a safe bet is Harry's best friend. His name is Charlie von Straubens. I think I've pronounced that right. Now, he's a very good childhood friend of Harry's, and he also made a speech at Meghan and Harry's wedding. He was one of the few that got selected from of Harry's inner crew that was allowed at the wedding. And then we have the ever so vocal George and Amal Clooney, very, very vocal on his thoughts with regards to Meghan's treatment in the press within the last year. Not shy to say exactly how he feels, is he? He has come out in his defence and said, no, it's not going to happen. I don't believe a word he says, to be perfectly honest. I think that they are tipped to be in that list. It's been well documented that she has been using them as a sanctuary when times are getting tough. There's been whispers that they're not actually at Frogmore and she's holed up in the county estate, wherever that might be. And she goes running to them and, oh, I'm being haunted in the press and, oh, they don't like me and please help me. It's all game playing, to be perfectly honest. They are mega rich. They have the jets. They have the house in the Italy lake and perfectly suited for her on that climbing of the ladder. Another one that I actually think might make the cut is Serena Williams. She has been very vocal on how Meghan has been received within the royal family. She seemed to be very outspoken with regards to the treatment that she's been getting in the media, and she is also a huge feminist. So I think that might actually be a sure bet. Whether that's the right bet, I'm not quite sure. I don't personally think she is suitable for a royal baby. I mean, she has tantrums on the court and she's known to be quite aggressive. That's just her in her kind of capacity as a tennis player. But I think that is also a quite big bet that she might be in the running as well. Another contender, I think, will be, please forgive me if I pronounce her name wrong, Misha Nunu. I have no idea. Now, interestingly enough, there has been great speculation about who was the matchmaker. They refused to kind of reveal their identity in their engagement interview. There's been whispers that it was her or Marcus Anderson, or could it be somebody else, or whether or not they met secretly before they dated in another capacity, throwing the shade out there. Who knows? We'll never know the truth. I don't think ever. I don't think anybody will whisper anything with regards to how those two actually got together. I don't believe it was a blind date. I believe that something a little bit more mucky was going on, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, she apparently, allegedly, set them up on their first date. It's the whole palaver of, is he kind? Yeah, whatever. She, I think, could possibly be up in the list. However, I think that Jessica and Serena are above her. I think she's kind of low down on that list to be a possible godparent. I don't think she's kind of kept up with the sparkle of the Markle. I don't know. She kind of been dipped kind of down in the list of priorities. We all know that Meghan likes to be up in the headlines. She likes the drama. And I don't think Nisha has actually created enough of that for her. She hasn't been kind of forthright in sticking up for her. Maybe it's her, one of the 6 friends that spoke to people. I have no idea. But she could be there, she could be not. I think that she might be, but I think that Serena and Jessica will be predominantly higher on the list than her. My personal favourite for selection is Zara and Mike Tyndall. Now, they are, well, Zara is Harry's cousin. She is the daughter of Princess Anne. I think those two would be perfect. They know the royal lifestyle. They know what it means to be in that role. They are perfect for the role to guide Archie through this drama that is the royal lifestyle. I think they would be the perfect suitors for the role. And I think if Harry and Meghan don't choose them, they would be stupid. Interestingly enough, Prince Harry has just been made godfather to their daughter, Lena. It's also been said in the press that the godparents will be a mix of transatlantic people. So Amal, she's half British, I think. Serena and Jessica Mulrooney and Misha, they're not British. So I think that that could be their way of saying that there's going to be a mixture of people, not necessarily British people. We also have the brothers of the Van Cunson family. They've got long friendships with William and Harry, and their fathers, that was their father Hugh and Charles, attended Cambridge University together. I think one of them would be a good contender. Nicholas Van Cutson is actually Prince Louis's godfather, and William Van Cutson is Prince George's godfather. So they do have quite a few ties in regards to the royal children. So it could be that one of the brothers of that family could be chosen. We also have the possibility that one of Harry's lifelong friends, Tom Inskip, could be chosen. Now, Tom, you may well know, he's from Harry's inner circle, but they've had a bit of a tiff since marrying Meghan, because he was one of the ones that pulled Harry aside and said, "Oi, mate, are you sure about this?" Much as William did. And that really annoyed Harry. So he kind of got the chop a bit, kind of pushed him back, wasn't so ingrained in his life. They've just started speaking again because of the birth of Archie. He's kind of got all happy. Interestingly enough, that was when the whole hoo-ha happened of when Harry and Meghan were on a break, that she crashed Tom Inskip's wedding. She was originally his +1. They broke up. He said, "Well, come if you want." And she literally went there with bells on and staked her claim. And boy, did she do that. The most hilarious suggestion of them all is Barack and Michelle Obama. Now, they are tipped to be in that top spot. Come on. This is not possible. He was the president of the United States. Seriously. If they choose them, one of them or both of them, it just makes a whole farce of the situation. They would be chosen for one reason only, and that is stardom, to create more global stardom. They're fame hungry. They want those big hitters in that godparents list. Another two I'm going to put out there. Personally, I don't think they'll be chosen. I hope they are, because I think either one of them or both of them would be perfectly suited to guide Archie through the royal family upbringing, because they've been through it themselves, is Princess Beatrice and Eugenie. I think they'd be fantastic role models to guide him through his life as a member of the royal family. And also, if she picks, or if they pick Princess Eugenie, I think it might be a really nice way to say, "Sorry, I buggered up on your wedding day. I stole the limelight a bit because I announced my pregnancy. Oops, sorry about that." And the last name that I'm going to suggest, and I find this utterly hilarious, to be perfectly honest. Don't get me wrong, I'm a massive fan of his. I've been to a concert of his. I've been raised on his music. I think he's great, but not right for the role. And I think if they picked him, it would just purely be for the publicity, and that is Elton John. I think that it's a big possibility that he will be chosen. Apparently, she requested that he taught the child piano. Come on, that's just stupid. And I think that he might be in the cut as well. As always, I would really love to know your thoughts and what you think is going to happen with the godparents. Who's going to make the cut, who's not, who's going to be annoyed with it, who's going to take retaliation out in the press, whatever you think. It's going to be an interesting day when the christening does get announced and when it happens. Yeah, lots to talk about. Once again, thank you very much for watching my video. I'm having great fun making these. If you really liked it, please make sure that you click subscribe and also like the video. And I will be back shortly.